what you learned about the parts of the story.
The parts of the
Parts of
story.
a story. Characters. Characters. Do you remember taking characters last year? Characters, setting. Did you take anything about characters and setting?
No.
No, okay. We're going to go over it. We're going to learn it now. We're going to learn it now. Let's just wait. We've still got 4 students. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I can't wait to be in the classroom with you.
Me too.
Yeah, I'd love to be in the classroom with you. I hope we do next week. I really hope that. It will be so lovely to see you all.
Miss, on Monday.
We hope. We have to wait till Sunday. We have to wait till Sunday to know. We hope that.
Miss, always they say Monday,
yeah,
and we don't.
I know. But you're all doing a great job. You're all working so hard in grade 5. I'm so happy to have you in my class. You're all working so hard. I'm so proud of you all. Grade 5 are wonderful. Lovely students. Yes?
That's why they close the school another.
Because of Corona, Dina. It's because of Corona. That's why we're working from home. Because of Corona, because there's a lot of Corona. So we have to wait over the weekend. We don't know. We don't know until Sunday. Maybe Sunday night you will know if you're going to school or staying at home. It's hard, I know. Yes, Dina.
This last time we bring the bag at the door and mask, and then they go.
Yes, if you go past, you have to wear your masks. Each one of you have your own seat. Rama saw and Mehdi, they were in the classroom, and each one has your own special seat that you have to sit on. You have to use the same seat every day. So it's got your name on it. The name is on the desk and the chair, and you have to keep the same seats all the time. So, and you have to be away from each other. You have to make sure that you're all safe.
Yes, they say on Sunday if we're going at night,
yes,
they say that they are sure.
They will tell you on Sunday if you're going into school or not. So you can be ready. You can be ready. Yes, who is speaking?
Miss, if we went to the school, we will take all the day. Like last year,
at school will be like on sessions, because like online, at school will be like online, because some students cannot come to school. Some students are going to continue Zooming all year. So we have to open the Zoom, which is 40 sessions, which is 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. So it will be almost the same. It will be the same at school, the same time. We'll finish almost the same time.
Because I can't be more than 5 or 4 hours on the computer because my head starts.
Yes, it's tiring. It is tiring. It is tiring. And I think that the administration knows that. So let's wait.
Yes, before my mother went to the work, she gave me Panadol.
Oh, you had headache from your laptop. Okay, we will think about that. Okay, we're going to think about that. Right. A story. The first thing we're going to do in your book is to read a story. We're going to read lots of stories this year. And you might be writing your own stories. You might be writing your own stories. So to be able to do that, what are you saying, Dina? Your eyes are getting tired, Dina. Yeah, I know. So to be able to do that, we have to know what the parts of the story are. So last year, I'm sure that Miss Hesner mentioned to you the word characters. Characters. What are characters in a story? What are they? What are characters?
Means the
people in the story. Sometimes the characters in the story are animals, talking animals. So anything that talks in the story, you might have a talking chair. You might have a talking table. Anything that talks, moves in the story are characters. So it could be people, could be animals, could be things. So the characters are the let's say the people or the animals in the story. Did you take something called setting?
No.
Setting. You didn't take about the time and the place of the story? The time and the place? Dina, you're saying yes?
Yes, we take.
Yeah. You took setting. Setting means the time and the place of the story. The time and the place. So every story has a problem. Every story that we read has a problem. Every story that you write about, there should be a problem in the story. And every story has a solution. What's a solution? Every story, you have a problem and you have a solution. Problem, we know what a problem is. What's a solution? What is a solution in a story? Yes, Dina?
And that when we solve the problem,
When we solve the problem. When we solve the problem, that is the solution. Like in math, don't you have problems in math that you have to figure out and you have to find solutions? So the problem is the trouble and the solution is how the problem is solved, how it's solved. Right, I'm going to share a video with you. And it's all about the parts of the story. Just 1 minute, it's not sharing. Right, now it is. Okay, let me just put a name to this, please, because this is your Zoom session video. Just so that I can keep it. We are grade 5 English. And this was 1. All right, so we'll just get rid of that. Okay, and we're going to look at the video. Okay.
Story Elements by Briar Mackenzie.
Can you hear it?
yes,
You can hear it, okay.
yes,
In all fiction books, there are story elements.
Right, fiction, remember fiction means a made-up story, not real. Remember that fiction means a made-up story, not real.
Story elements help us to understand what we are reading.
Okay, so the story elements, yani the story parts, the parts of the story, the parts of the story. The elements means the parts of the story. Story elements help us to understand what we are reading about the characters, about the setting, about the problem, about the solution, and so on. Elements means parts, the story parts.
We're going to learn about 5 different story elements.
Okay, so today we're going to learn about 5 different parts. 5 different parts to the story.
Let's call these our story elements 5. As in our hand, 5 fingers, 5 elements. Each finger will stand for a different story element.
Right, so think of your hand and we're going to look at 5 different story elements, 5 parts of a story.
5 of them. Number 1, the thumb will stand for the character.
Right, think of your thumb. This is your thumb here, okay? You all know what your thumb is. Your thumb stands for the characters. So the characters are the people or the animals in the story. Let's see.
There's main characters and supporting characters. There can be more than one. These characters are the people in the story. They can be animals, people, or even things.
Okay, so the characters are the people or the animals or the things in the story. Now, you can have important characters who are the main characters, and you can have minor characters who are the little characters in the story. The main characters play a big part in the story, while the minor characters play a smaller part in the family. So you might have a fox and a rabbit who are the most important characters in the story, and you have let's say a squirrel and a mouse who play a part in the story, but a smaller part. They don't talk so much. They don't talk too much. So you have major characters and minor characters.
A man, a turkey, a boy, a girl, or a ghost.
So these can all be characters in the story. A man, a turkey, the bird, a boy, a ghost can you see the ghost here? This can even be a character in the story.
Yes.
All right.
Number 2. The index finger will be the setting.
Right. Number 2, this is your index finger. This is your index finger. So your thumb is your character. Your index finger is the setting of the story. The setting, okay? Let's see what the setting means. We can see a house. We can see a house. Let's see.
The setting is when and where the story takes place.
Okay, so the setting is when and where the story takes place.
There can be more than one setting in a story, such as outside, inside, the store, the airplane, summer. Number 3. The next finger will represent the events in the story. The beginning, the middle, and the end.
Right, so every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So think of your middle finger. Your middle finger is your B, beginning, M, middle, and E, the end.
Events from the beginning, events from the middle, and events from the end of the story. Our ring finger will be the problem in the
Right, okay. This is your ring finger, the finger that when you get married, we call this a ring finger because when you get married, you put the ring on this finger. So this is called a ring finger. This ring finger is the problem in the story.
The problem is when something goes wrong in the story. There can be more than one problem in a story.
You might have a big problem, and then after the big problem, there might be smaller problems. So there might be more than one problem in the story.
It can be a big problem or a small problem. And number 5, the pinky finger will be for the solution.
Right, your little finger, we call it your pinky. Your little finger, we call it your pinky, and this one is the solution.
The solution is how the problem is fixed or solved in the story.
That's what Dina said.
Remember the story element 5, characters, setting, events, beginning, middle, end, problem, and solution. So next time you're reading a book, a fiction book, use your hand to help you recall the features and elements of the story. The story element 5. It will help you better understand what you've read.
Okay, that's it. So, how do we remember the elements of a story, the parts of a story? How do we remember them? Yes, Dina? In our hand. Okay. The thumb stands for what? Do you remember what the thumb was? What's the thumb? Okay. What's the story part? What's the story element?
The
characters. The characters. Your next finger is what? What does it represent in the story? Yes, Jana?
And the setting?
The setting. And the setting is what? What does the setting mean? Time and
Time and the place of the story.
where the story is happening and when. What's the time that this is? It day? Is it night? Is it summer? Is it winter? So when the story is happening and the place that it's happening. What's the next finger?
Miss,
Yes, Maria Juan.
Miss, it's the
What can you remember from
Miss
this?
said beginning, middle, and
The
end.
beginning, the middle, and the end. So the events, what happens in the story is the beginning, the middle, and the end. The events. We're going to see what else we call it in a minute. What about the ring finger? What's the ring finger? Rama, what's the ring finger? What was the ring finger? What's the story part on the ring finger? What's the story part? Only Dina can remember? Just Dina?
The solution.
So does the solution come first or the problem? The problem. So the ring finger is the problem and the pinky, the little finger is called the pinky. The pinky. What is it, Rama?
Solution.
The solution. So always remember character, setting, events, beginning, middle, end, problem and solution. Okay, so I'm going to share a sheet with you now. We're going to start working on a sheet. And you're going to think back to how the moon was kind to her mother. We're going to think back to that. Who's missing? We're missing Noor. Noor has not joined. Are we missing Nancy? Let's see.
Only Noor and
Noor
Nancy.
and Nancy, yes. Okay. Right. So if we have a look at this sheet, I am going to send this to you, okay? So here we've got the reading strategy. This is a reading strategy. It helps us to better understand what we read. Narrative elements. Narrative elements are story elements. Narrative elements. When you narrate, what are you doing? You're telling a story. When you narrate, you are telling a story. So these are the narrative elements. And it says, narratives or stories are made up of certain elements or parts. Let's take a look at those elements because I'm going to add some elements to what we've just seen now. I'm going to send this to you. You're going to read it at the weekend and understand it. So, Dina, tell us about the characters. Read the characters.
The people or animals in the story. There may be main characters and minor characters.
Right. So the characters are the people or the animals or even things. They might be things, people, animal, things in the story. There may be main characters. The main characters are the most important characters in the story, and minor characters that just talk maybe a little bit, and some of them don't even talk. So the main characters are the most important, and the minor characters are the less important. They are less important. Okay? Mehdi, you still with us? Yes? Yes? Yes?
Miss, we write this?
No, you're not going to write them. I'm going to send you this. You're going to keep it. You're going to keep it. I'm going to send it to you and you're going to review it over the weekend. Okay? Mehdi, are you there? Okay, Mehdi, are you able to unmute and read setting? Can you read this for me, Mehdi? This one?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, read it, Mehdi.
The time and the place of the story.
Right, so the setting is the time and the place of the story. The setting is the time and the place. Rama, read the next one.
The problem or conflict in the story.
Right, instead of saying problem, we can say conflict. A conflict is a problem, okay? So what do we have so far? We've got characters, we've got setting, and we've got problem or conflict. Conflict also means problem, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3 elements of a story so far. Let's see what the next one is. Jana, read this one. Jana, can you read the pink one?
Yes. The sequence of events in the story. What happens first, next, then, and final.
Right, now this is called the plot. Do you remember the middle finger? Do you remember the middle finger was beginning, middle, end? Can you remember that the
Yes.
middle finger was beginning, middle, end? So that middle finger is going to be called a plot. It's a plot. It's the events in the story. Yani, it is what happens first, next, then, and finally. So it is what happens beginning, middle, and end. And we call that part of the story the plot. The plot. Okay? We're going to work on something. We're going to remember how the moon was kind to her mother, and we're going to work on all the parts together. Right, we've got another new part that you don't know yet. This is new to you. This is new to you. Maria Mansour, would you like to read the climax? The climax part of the story. Can you read this for me, the green part, Maria? Maria, can you read the green part, the climax? Are you still with us, Maria? Maria? Hello, Maria.
Miss Maria 1 or Maria Mansour?
Maria Mansour, where are you? Okay, Maria Ashur, you read it, because I think that Maria can't hear us. Climax.
Okay.
Climax.
Climax. This is the turning point in the story when the main character's problem begins to be solved. It's the most exciting part of the story.
Right. The most exciting part of the story is called the climax. It's called the climax. If you think of the story as a mountain, think of the story as a mountain, and what's happening in the story is going up, 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 up on the mountain. When you reach the top of the mountain, this is the climax. The top of the mountain is the climax, and it's the part where the problem is starting to be solved, and it's probably the most exciting part of the story. So what do we have now? We've got character, we've got setting, we've got problem or conflict, we've got plot, and we've got climax. And right at the end of the story, Mehdi, read the last part. Read the last box, Mehdi.
The last one?
Yes, the last one.
Rotten,
resolution,
or
solution, when
the conflict
is
is
resolved.
resolved.
Yani, the problem is solved. Okay, the resolution. Here in the climax, the problem is starting to be solved. It's starting to be solved. But in the resolution part of the story, the problem is solved. So, right, we call this resolution. Okay, let's go down now and have a look at this. Recall the story of how the moon was kind to her mother, and copy and fill in the organizer with appropriate information. So I need you to go back now to your reading comprehension copybook. We're going to do this together, okay? But I need you now to go back to your reading comprehension copybook. Everybody, can you open your cameras, please, so I can see you? Rama, open your camera. Jana. So on a clean page now, on a clean page, not the same page that we've been working on for family. On a clean page, I want you to write at the top, reading today's date, You want me to write the date again? I'm going to write the date. I'll write the date again. Today's Friday. My computer is slow. Okay, so we're going to write Friday, October 30, 2020. And what, okay, I want you to write the date, and I want you to only write this. Reading strategy, narrative elements. Only write what's in blue here. Reading strategy, narrative elements. Just write the date, reading strategy, narrative elements. That's all for now, okay? Write the date, reading strategy. Sorry, there should be capital O here for the date. Reading strategy, narrative elements. Only write this.
So I finished.
Okay. Everybody tell me when you're finished writing reading strategy, narrative elements. Finished, everyone?
I have finished.
Right. So can I go down now?
No.
No?
Yes, I didn't finish.
Okay. Only write reading strategy, narrative elements. Only. Okay? I'm going to send you these boxes so that you can study them. Or you can review them. Can I go down yet?
Miss, we write only reading
Reading
strategy.
strategies, narrative elements. Can I go down now? Is everyone finished? No one's answering. Right. I want you now, under that, to write A. Write A. A. Write A. And I want you to write how the moon was kind to her mother. Write A and only write how the moon was kind to her mother. Don't write all the question. Just write A, how the moon was kind to her mother. A, and how the moon was kind to her mother.
Miss?
Yes?
Miss, my connection is unstable. Miss, they are writing for me.
Yeah. Just write A, how the moon was kind to her mother.
Finish.
Finish?
Finish. Yes.
Okay. Can you now draw two circles? But make sure you have enough space to write inside the circles. Two circles across your page. Okay. And draw two circles. Doesn't matter if they're not proper circles. Doesn't matter. You can draw two boxes if you want. Do you want to draw two boxes?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to draw two boxes, draw two boxes. Draw two boxes. And in one box, write main characters. And we're going to write the main characters. And
Miss,
just draw the boxes first, okay? And then we'll write in them together.
Miss, we write reading strategy, narrative element, then what?
And then you write A, and just write how the moon was kind to her mother. Write A, how the moon was kind to her mother. And then draw two boxes. Doesn't matter about the circles, just draw two boxes. Draw two boxes.
Miss, can I draw a circles?
If you want to draw circles, yes, but don't let it take too much time. Okay, because you have to be able to write inside of them.
Miss, I have finished.
Okay. You've drawn the two boxes? Okay.
Yeah.
Miss, I make them big or small?
Well, you have to be able to write in them. We're going to write the characters. The characters in How the Moon Was Kind to Her Mother. And here we're going to write the time and the place.
I finished.
Okay. So inside box number 1, we're going to write the main characters. Who were the most important characters in How the Moon Was Kind to Her Mother? Who were the most important characters?
Yes, the star and the moon.
Oh no, it's gone, it's gone. Okay, just a minute. Right. Let me just go down. Take it back. Okay. I might not be able to write in here because it's very small, so you'll have to write. Who are the most important characters in the story? Who are the most important characters?
Yes.
Who are they? The mother? Yes? Yes, Maria?
It's the mother, the
Mother
moon, the sun, the wind, and
and the sun. Okay, can you write that? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it in here. I'm going to have to make it very small to get it in. Okay, so can you write mother? Let me see if I can get it in. Sun, moon, wind. I'm sorry, it's very small because otherwise I won't be able to get it in. Mother, sun, moon, wind. So who were the characters which were not so important?
Lord Thunder,
Lord Thunder, okay. I'm going to have to make it very small to get it in. Okay. Lord Thunder. And who was the other one? Lady
Lightning.
Lady Lightning, that's right. Lady Lightning. I'll try to get it in. Okay, I can't get lightning in. Just a minute till I just pull it down a little bit. You can just see it there. Right, okay, there you go. So these are the main characters and the minor characters, the less important characters.
Yes, I have finished.
You're finished, okay.
Can you go to the page?
Right, we're going to go to
This minor characters.
minor characters, yani the smaller characters, the characters that don't have a big part. The characters that don't have a big part. You've got minor characters. I'll bold it for you, okay? And you've got minor characters. I'll just highlight it. Okay, so these are them. Right, where did the story take place? Where did the story, or what? Where? Which places? Because there were more than one. Was more than one place. Where did the story take place? When you're finished, you can tell me. When you're finished, you can tell me.
Miss, I lost
Yeah, okay, it's fine. We're going to finish this together anyway. We're going to do this together. For the first one, we're going to do it together. Whenever you're finished, you can tell me what was the place. What was the place of the story? Or the places.
Miss Lady Lightning. Lightning is with E in the middle.
Yes, Lightening. Sorry, it's very small, I know.
Yeah, I can.
Lightening. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Right, where were the places? Where did the story take place? Where were they at the beginning of the story? Where was the mother and the sun and the moon and the stars and the... Where were they, Dina?
In the sky.
In the sky. So we're going to say in the sky. This is the first one.
What do we write in the setting?
We're writing place in the sky. And what was the other place? What was the other place? Can you remember what the other place was?
Miss,
Yes?
in the supper, Miss, when they went to the supper.
Right, where was that? Can you remember? Where did they go to see their aunt and uncle?
There.
Can anybody remember where they went to have the supper?
Birthday.
Dina?
They went to a grand dinner.
They went to a grand dinner, but where? Where does aunt and uncle live? Where do they live? Do they live in a house? What did they live in? Nobody can remember? Didn't they go to a castle? A palace?
Yes.
Yeah, they went to a palace, a castle in the sky and in a palace where a king and queen lives and in a palace. So what time of the day did they go there?
At night, because the sun said that.
That's right,
Yes,
they did. So the time is at night. And that's it, at night.
Let's finish.
Okay.
I have finished. Miss, do we have any homework today?
I'm just going to send you these boxes to study. And if you want, I can send you the video about the parts of the elements of the story. Do you want me to send that? The hands, I'll send you that. And I'll send you these boxes, okay? And I want you to read these boxes, okay? To know about climax or resolution.
Okay.
Right, we've still got a little bit of time, so I'm good. Is everybody finished? Everybody finished. So we know that the story has characters, which are main characters and minor characters. The main characters are the most important characters. The minors are the less important characters. And we've got a setting. The setting, I will bold it here. The setting is the time and the place. Okay, we're going to be so clever this year and learn so many things. Yes.
Miss Denise, did we
Yes.
finish? Miss, can I leave?
I'll scroll down, but we don't have much time, so I'm just going to show you what we're going to do on Monday.
We have less than 1 minute.
On Monday, we're going to talk about, so you can think about the problem in the story of how the moon was kind to her mother. We're going to talk about the plot, what happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end. We're going to talk about what happened in the climax, the part where the problem was starting to be solved, and then we're going to talk about the very end where everything was solved. Okay, we're going to do that.
This is the homework.
No, we're going to do that together on Monday. But I'm going to send you these boxes to read. Okay, I'm going to send you these boxes to read to remember them.